Hello, YouTube. Let me see if I can get another live cracking here. Happy Lunar New Year. Let's see. Happy Lunar New Year live. Let's get our Instagram going. Do it like that. Do it like that. We made it. Happy Tuesday, good people. It is Tuesday. Let's check in. Happy New Year. Happy Ramadan. Happy eclipse season. Happy week of the new moon. Happy week of the Saturn Aries 0 degree conjunction. Happy, I want to say this is also the week that Pisces season starts. I got like a little flyaway crack in there. Hi. Happy Tuesday. We're checking in. I have all the things to say today. I'm stoked to be with y'all. I am actively, let me make sure that all my little things are rolling. No, we got that moving. Okay. For those of you who don't know who I am, never seen my face before, my name is Portia Michelle Oshumare. I am a business advisor, strategist, aggregationist, do a little coaching on the side. Hello, welcome in. And I am also head cousin at the Business Cousins Collective, a collective of called to contribution leaders who are all out to make sure that we are utilizing our businesses to do the real good in the world that matters to us. So that is who I am. That is what I do. I also do a good portion of client experience design as the work that I do. So I come to you every single Tuesday at 10 a.m. PST to check in. We do a personal check-in, we do a business check-in, and then I have a little channeled message and something that I think will generate us and move us forward. And so that is where you find yourself today. I tend to bring a bit of what I call sacred business, thinking through making a bit more of the mundane sacred and the sacred a little bit more mundane, looking at our businesses as vehicles for our contribution. And so I bring a good amount of conversation around how we structure business models that do that. But then I also bring some information about how we create offers and experiences that deliver that and the general fuckery of what comes up in the way of that and how best we may be able to stand in and support what that is. So today is no different. First thing we always do every single Tuesday is we check in. I would suggest for those of you all who are watching either on Instagram or on YouTube, lay a hand on the body if you can. If you're driving, please be careful while you're driving, but lay a hand somewhere or drop yourself into your awareness and let us check in. The question is, how you doing for real? Taking a breath here. I'm even going to take a sip here. Slowing it down, checking in. If you can, close your eyes, close your eyes. How you doing for real? As the leader, as the human, right? The founder, the CEO, whatever title fits for you. How you doing for real coming into today? You can feel free to let us know in the chat, but the most important place for you to let yourself know is in between your two ears. How you doing for real? Hear your own voice right now. And the next question we always ask is, based on how you're doing for real, what do you need from you? The first thing is usually the right thing. That first little voice that cracks and goes, oh, I need a little rest. Oh, I may need a little sunshine. Right? Now, I didn't say you had to meet your needs. Welcome in, Parshell. But I said that I want you to assess them, right? How you doing for real? What do you need from you? And then and only then can we think of one thing that you can do this week to help to meet your need, right? I know for a lot of us, like my good sister Kira Buckley said, the horse is out the stable. It is the year of the fire horse. And when I tell you she came in, pow, running. So it could be a need for grounding, right? You could be like, woo, you could have a need for a good thing, right? I know a lot of people that I've been talking to is like, ooh, baby, I need a win right now, right? Like, ooh, I need something to fill my cup. I need some joy. I need a laugh. I need a fun. I need maybe something yummy to eat. I need something that feels good. Whatever it is that you need, can you make one step toward meeting that need this week? Personally, right? Then the second step of that question, we're going to ask the business if you could give the business a voice. And you could say, girl, how you doing for real? What would the business say? What would the business say about how it is doing for real? Would the business say, yeah, I might, how would the business say that it's doing? I'm a little tired, right? If you had to give it a voice, if you had to personify your business and give it a voice, how would your business say it is doing for real? And what does your business need from you, the leader, today? What does your business need from you? Is it your attention? Is it your compassion? Is it your clarity? Is it your possibility? We're going to talk a lot today about the reality of not wallowing in despair, right? What is it that your business may need from you? And what is one action that you can take this week to meet the need of the business? So many of us have been working our asses off. That one action this week may look like having lunch with somebody who makes you feel alive. That one action may look like finally looking at those emails that you're avoiding. That one action may look like I am going to make a post somewhere and make myself visible to those who are trying to find me. We'll talk a lot about that in this kind of session and likely this series also of the fire horse year in your business. Okay. Think about those things, marinate on those actions. If you want a little accountability, let us know in the chat. By all means. But what matters most is that every single week you take a moment to step outside of the circumstances, drop in, and check in. And from there, let all of your actions be correlated. We're going to be talking a lot about correlated actions and energetics today as I think through again, what was interesting to me about as we're coming into this new year. And I think that the number one theme for as we're coming in today that I really want to leave you with is there's an interesting crosshatch happening in the sky that is setting the stage for some miracles. Welcome in, Renisha. Good to see you, darling. There is a stage set for miracles, but it's hiding. And it looks like a little bullshit. So I want to talk about it. And I think the invitation with this interesting crosshatch that's happening in the sky is examining your revolutionary thought process. Examining what the inner revolution is actually going to look like and where we may or may not be resonant to the revolution that we're calling in. So that is kind of a bit of the topic for today. We get into it. Hi, my love. It's so good to see you live. For those of y'all who are on Instagram Live, we are slowly but surely transitioning ourselves over to YouTube. So we are live on YouTube as we speak. I'll be keeping the Instagram and the YouTubes going until we can get folks reminded and transitioned over. But if you'd like to join me on YouTube, I would greatly appreciate it. It is Portia Michelle with one L and the Cultivated Joy Experiment. You can find me on YouTube there. Please go like my stuff. Please go, say something over there. Say hello to me over on YouTube. We are newly launching that platform this year, and we're really, really excited about it over here at the Cultivated Joy Experiment team. So that is the bit of that business. Those are the church announcements for the day. Let's get into it. So it is Lunar New Year, right? For those of you all who've been hearing the fire horse, the fire horse, the fire horse, this is where the fire horse comes out. Right? It is Lunar New Year. It is the time with which we're thinking about a whole nother opportunity for New Year. We had one in January. If you're in the West, Lunar New Year. And then we're like 4 to 5 weeks out from spring starting here in the Northern Hemisphere, which is like another New Year opportunity. And if you've been paying any attention to the astrological girlies across the board, we also have a lot of new happening this week. So we've got Lunar New Year bringing in what they call the year of the horse, the year of the fire horse. The last year was the year of the snake, right? The wood snake, the shed snake. We're coming out of a time that was a lot of cultivation, a lot of wood, a lot of water, coming into a time of a lot of air and a lot of fire, right? This is also a new moon in Aquarius coming into this week. If you're in the tropical astrological zodiac, this is also what a lot of the folks are talking about as this interesting conjunction where two planets that don't normally come together are coming together at 0 degrees of Aries. And Aries being the beginning zodiac is another invitation to new beginning, right? And we've got Ramadan, right? A space to really be walking us into and thinking about what shed and detox and refortification looks like. And we've also got eclipse season starting, right? A time where things that typically are not illuminated get some light, and things that have been hanging out in the dark are hanging out with you. And tends to be a time where unexpected things will pop off, right? That's unexpected miracles. Sometimes that's unexpected setbacks, but unexpected all the same. How you gonna roll with all that? How you move all that in your business? I think that the real conversation I want us to lean into is this idea of looking at fire horse energy, Aquarius energy, and Aries energy as an invitation for us to look at ourselves and a way in which we can be showing up to these energies that feels a little bit better for us. Okay. So, whether or not you know anything about astrology or not, I'm gonna give you the cliff notes. Aquarius energy is the energy of the collective. It is the thought leadership energy that a lot of us call into. We all have Aquarius in our chart, right? And that is the area in which your thought leadership, it's the highest level of thought. It is often also revolutionary thought, right? The last time that there was a fire horse year actually was 1966. And I've been so steeped in diving into all of the things that were happening in our world, and we're seeing a lot of those same things happening in our world, and there is a lot of collective unrest and revolution that has been faded, right? These fucking systems ain't been working. We know that they ain't been working. These files needed to get leaked. We needed to see this information so that we know what it is. For a lot of us, we've known that a lot of these conspiracy theories weren't conspiracy theories, that they were real talk and real things. But how does that actually show up, and what do we actually do about it? And I can find that during revolutionary times, there can be this general overarching feeling of despair, right? This heaviness, this weightedness of watching injustice happen directly in front of us. And we're in this really interesting hallway of beginnings. It's the beginning of a story of what there is to do about that, right? The things that have been happening for a long time. The illumination of us all having to sit in it, look in it, be in it, and find our own way is what is new. And so for a lot of us, right, the awareness of crazy is despair inducing. I'm not surprised. A lot of us are sitting in despair, right? Economically, things can be weird, right? Like all of the things going on, our neighborhoods. I think, especially if you're in the United States, just like a lot happening, and all over the world, honestly, a lot happening. My invitation, I think, though, with this energy of thinking through, now that we've seen it, who does it make you? And what you finna do about it is really the question I want us to be sitting with. And I think that there's an invitation here to do more revolution in your thought process, and to do it with the energy of a new beginning. Maybe it's the way of saying that is to begin a revolution in your thought process. I think that a lot of us are thinking that the only option is suffering and the only option is despair. If you're online anywhere, they're like, eclipse season, it's about to be Mercury retrograde, like batten down the hatches. And yes, double check your things, cross your T's, dot your I's, make sure your stuff is in line. But also, this is an invitation to completely reimagine your energetic frequency, and whether or not it is calling you closer towards the opportunities that you want in your life or taking you away. The powers that be, the empire that's dying, it's loud because it's dying, but it's also loud on purpose to try to get you off center. Right now, take this with a grain of salt. I do not want you to put your head in the sand and be unaware and be uninformed. We have to be informed. We have to feel our feels, but I don't want you to make a home in suffering and despair. And one of the only ways that I think that we can do that as a collective is to reimagine how we are going to stand in being informed. Can we be informed and empowered? Can we be informed and lit the fuck up? Can we be informed and ride this fiery ass horse to a new reality? I've been doing so much research lately in the juxtaposition and the crux of how the Harlem Renaissance happened at the same time as the Great Depression. And if you've not looked this up, these are some good little homeworks to do. Go look up 1966 and what happened in the world and who they had to be to make it happen, Number one, what's important. Two, go look up the Harlem Renaissance and look up the Great Depression and see how they overlapped. When I was looking up some of this information, it was said that during the Harlem Renaissance in Harlem, that for Black people, the unemployment rate was as high as 50 to 60% at times. More than half of the people were without jobs, unable to be able to meet their needs. And during that time, what got created was blues, jazz, Langston Hughes poetry, James Baldwin art, sculptures, and honestly, the bedrock for the revolution that was actually able to take place in 1966, if you paying attention and putting your ducks in a row. We are now at that 0 degree conversation where we are putting things in the soil that is going to set the precedent for the revolution that's going to be happen outside and through us. For those of us who are called to contribution, that's you and that's your business. But always, 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 the call is going to come from inside the house first. And that is something that I really just want us to be sitting with, right? What is the revolutionary thought that you need to commit to as a vibrational default setting for attracting the kind of life that you know this planet deserves, you know you deserve, and you know the communities that matter to you really deserve? And can we allow this beautiful eclipse energy to show us anywhere that we are not resonant? Part of the reason I'm asking you not to make a home in despair is because we cannot generate from that place. And again, these powers that be want you suffering. They want you suffering. They want you stuck so that you don't have your thinking caps on. I'm putting on my thinking cap. I keep saying this world may be in depression, but a bitch like me is finna be jazz. I'm finna be jazz. I'm not going to be broken. Instead, I'm going to be made, cultivated, formed by fire. I would invite you into the same reality if that feels like what you know that there is to do. Welcome in, Koya. Good to see you, darling. Can you be jazz? Right? Can whatever the circumstances that are coming around you turn you into such an innovator that you create jazz, whatever that looks like for you? Right? That you create something new out of the reality. Can you build out of the detritus of the failure of this empire a new reality that's worthy of standing in? And it's going to have to come inside first, right? We are coming into a lunar eclipse, right? That is going to be eclipsing the moon astrologically. Like that's your body. That's the inside job. Where are you telling yourself still that you're incapable? Where are you believing that the detritus of empire somehow means that you're a failure? I was telling my homegirl over the weekend that I've been loving this content that's been coming out from folks that have been speaking to in a capitalistic hellscape world. Being criminal to the system is what there is to do to be revolutionary and care for oneself. If that's the case, a lot of us built our businesses in the lens and in the soil of bullshit, right? Capitalistic created bullshit. So there are some things we may need to break up with in our mindset about how business is done so that we build something that feels good for this world and is not Epstein-y. Woo! I'm gonna say something. I'm hold your hand when I say this. I was so aware as I was navigating through all of the Epstein craziness. 90% of these people are business owners. Welcome in something about Vicky. Right? These are business owners. This is the bedrock of business, American business. It's Epstein shit. If you want to create a reality that is outside of that, the revolution has to happen internally first. Right? We can't only suffer. I'm not saying don't feel your feelings. Feel your feels, stand in what feels real to you, but don't make a home in desperation. Don't make a home in suffering, because if all we're doing is suffering, we're not generating. We're not creating anything new. And necessity is the mother of invention. If you're sitting in front of me and your needs are not being met, how can you get creative about how you can communally meet those? How can you divorce yourself from this empire that is falling? How can you make yourself phoenix from the ashes that are ground? How can you pick up what they broke and what they deemed not important and what they deemed inefficient? And how can you analog and internalize what that looks like. And the thing that I want us to really be thinking about here, and I want you to take all this week, is be thinking of your vibration, right? I think about the entire world is set up in vibration, an energetic relationship to one another. What are you telling yourself in your own mind? What are you consuming with your eyes and with your ears? What are you speaking over yourself in your life? What are you sitting in, right? A lot of us haven't been moving. A lot of us have been stuck, like you're doom scroll. There's a stagnancy. What are you stagnant in? Is the energy that you are in going to create more of the life that you want or less? Is it going to be generative or reductive? Is it taking you towards your empowerment, taking you towards your agency and your sovereignty and your ability to stand on your own too and say, enough is enough and I want something new? Or is it keeping you stuck? Is it keeping you in a place? Allow this beautiful eclipse energy to shut that shit. That's not my favorite thing about an eclipse is it's like a tornado, right? You can throw something in it and things will wrap up, do a whole bunch of chaotic turning, and then land somewhere different. Give yourself this ability to see what is no longer congruent with me, what is incongruent, and can I shed it? Can I allow this to be the last rung of shed in this eclipse before I really get ready to ride the fire horse and ride it out, ride into a horizon that I ain't never seen before? Can I be there? Can I sit there? Can I allow myself to sit with the darkness that's in me? Can I allow myself to look at how my business, maybe a little Epstein? Look, I'm just because, and I'm not saying the full oppression and the crazy, but there's a default setting. All of that marketing to make people scared, all of that, you got to make people feel like they need you to be able to, like, that has the roots of how these people have done what they have done. Can you divorce yourself from those roots? Can you divorce yourself from those roots? Can you reimagine who you get to be in the face of the crazy world that we're standing in? Because when I think about it, every single one of us at the other end of my voice have ancestors who've lived through the unimaginable. Do you think that the only thing that they did was lay in the bed and roll the fuck over? If they didn't, you wouldn't be here. If they did, excuse me, you wouldn't be here. We have to find a ground. We have to find a place of power in what it is that is happening that keeps us moving forward, because the energetics of this year are set up to really take some stuff and run if you let it. It will encompass you if you do. You can let that happen. You can let yourself be run over by despair. You can lay up under the horse and let it run its ass over you and leave you slightly smoldering in the ground. Or you can get on and ride. You can become the fire, right? You can be a light for your communities. You can get connected. You could do something that you never thought that you could. You could reimagine your reality that you never thought was possible for yourself. If your vibration is an energetic match to calling in more of that. But I promise you, sitting at home doom scrolling on your phone, pretending like the world is caving in on you and there's nothing you can do about it, isn't going to take you there. And it's a lie. The truth is, there is something that you can do. There's always choice. And you've got people. The other big thing about this Aquarian energy and this Ramadan energy and this Lunar New Year energy that comes to me is the art of understanding that most of our needs are communal. If you can't meet your needs right now, I really want you to get creative about who in your neighborhood can likely help you to meet them. We've been sharing groceries over here at my house in between families. We've been sharing medicines in between families, right? We've been like, oh, hey, you got the car and like my car ain't working this week. Is it cool for us to, right? That is what they're trying to keep us from, because that is real power. This is going to be a year that the people take power. I would also want you to think through, as a business owner, you hold access and vehicle and pathway to some people power. Are you going to stand in it this year? Who do you need to be so that it moves through you and so that you receive it? Renisha says, not run over by the smoldering horse. Look. And again, for those of you all, we absolutely recorded so many private podcasts on the Ocean Money Learning podcast that I co-host with Parshell to be having a conversation around how to ground yourself in this fire horse year, how to find the ground. That's another part of tending to your inner vibration. You are going to have to find the roots as the year turns to storm. Right? And again, that's how you integrate your miracles. That's how you call them down into being, into your soma, into the body, into form, how it comes from divine into form is by grounding that energy and finding the ground. And again, your people may be the access to it. Sunshine says having each other's back like a family unit. And personally, but also professionally. For those of us who are trying to build businesses that don't look like the oppressive ass fucking empire that we're walking out of, we're going to really need each other to open doors for one another, to open stages for one another, open opportunities for one another, to have our back like a family unit, but not like when you go to work and they say, this is a family. And what that really means, I can oppress you and I hope that you like it, but like a real family, like the family you've always wanted. Because again, in revolutionary ass, Aquarian ass, Aries ass energy, you can create what you've always wanted. You can quite literally architect it, but you're going to have to dream it down first. You're going to have to pull it down. You're going to have to imagine yourself free, dream yourself free, like Ebony Janice says. It's necessary first, at least, to do that, to be the revolution in here, to be a revolutionary vibration. I want to ask everybody again at the other end of my voice, can you be a revolutionary vibration to your own life this week? Can you think through what would it take for me to be a vibration that is revolutionary, that is exuding so much love, so much goodness, so much possibility into the air, that I light up my communities around me, to let everyone know that it's possible to be a revolutionary vibration? Can we put that vibration into the planet, into our communities, into our day-to-day, into how you show up to your tea in the morning? Can we be that? And anything that's in the way, can we offer it up to spirit to be transmuted? Can we throw it up into the eclipse tornado to become something else, to land somewhere else so we can go visit it differently? Can we be brave enough to look at whatever shadow comes up in these next couple weeks as data, as information? Can we meet it with curiosity and go, ooh, okay, well, that's not going to be generative in my vibration. How can I meet your need? How can I love on you? How can I look at what's there? How can I get to the root of that thing so that I may create a new reality, so that I make space? Whatever sheds is making space for the reality that you really want. Make sure it's oriented. Make sure it's vibrationally aligned to the thing that actually is going to be generative for you. Talk about it, be about it, think about it, love about it, commune about it, key about it with the homies. Be in conversation about your vibration and tend to it. This is a really good time with this next couple of weeks. Again, we're going into eclipse season. We'll likely be there, honestly, through, the first couple weeks of March. Really be paying attention to your dreams. Make sure we got a dream journal. Really have that notes app on your phone. The things that just keep sitting with you, that you keep hearing over and over again. Write them down. Talk about them with trusted friends. Think through them, sit on them, pray on them, meditate on them, take them to your altar. Ask whatever guides, whatever energy helps to support you, whether in the flesh or non, right? Ask your ancestors, ask your guides, ask the homies, ask your mentors. Hey, this thing is really sitting with me. What do you think? It's a good time to be in conversation and communion and communication about these things. Let this eclipse energy help to usher in what's new. Don't just be run over. Be an active participant in the vibration that you be, so that the actions that you do are correlated to that revolutionary love. revolutionary possibility, because they want you to believe that the story is already written. But baby, I tell you, there is not a fucking future in sight. We're creating it, co-creating it actively. Don't abdicate that. Co-create your future. You deserve that. Don't let nobody take that from you. This is a good time to reclaim it. Okay. Thank you for letting me talk to you. Thank you for my tech talk. This is so loud for me, for the people. Oh, welcome in, Ashley. Good to see you. So loud for me, for the people. So loud for me, for the people. Particularly because I know we feel deeply. I know we're in community, so we're seeing the shit. And our ancestors didn't get here by suffering alone. Like I said, every single person through the other end of my voice has ancestors who've lived through the unimaginable. Every single one. They did not get there by just suffering alone. You can suffer and have agency. You can see the unimaginable. You can feel how sad it makes you and know that you deserve something different, something more, and so does this planet, and get about the business of getting it done. Let the rage fuel you into an action that is generative for you, for the world, for this planet, for your business. Use your business as a vehicle to get the kind of revolution that you want out in the world with more frequency. It's easier for us than it is for almost everybody else. We're a little bit more nimble. It'd be just us on Zoom and maybe 2 or 3 other people, right? We can move a little faster than your average big ass company, big ass government, big ass whatever it is. We can be in community and do some different kind of good. I want us there. I want us there. All right, my friends, I am wishing you such a good happy New Year week. Again, happy Ramadan, happy celebration, happy eclipse season. Take excellent care of yourself. If you're new here, eclipses tend to bring about unexpected change and tend to bring about just a little bit of extra exhaustion. As much rest as you can find it. If you are swirling the bowl on a negative vibration, something that's keeping you locked in, do what you can. Get outside, get with people, put your feet in the ground, get a little sunshine where you can, hug a tree, water a plant, play with a child, talk to the homies, things that keep you reminded of the beauty of humanity, things that keep you reminded that more is coming so that you can tend to the nervous system. Because this tends to be a time, again, where things can get chaotic. Be the ground in the storm. But the way you do that is by tending to the vibration that you show up with. Every single morning, before you put foot to the floor and go out into the world and become service for everybody else, check your vibration. Who am I? What matters to me really? What am I bringing to my day? Who do I get to be about today? And then continue to move through. Very powerful eclipse magic to kind of get that in place, as well as just really caring for yourself with extra rest, extra nourishment, and things of that nature. Okay. Excellent work, friends. All right, let me tell you, if you are in business, cousins, and squad, let's talk about what opportunities you have for office hours this week. So tomorrow, Merkaba Tech is hosting their digital co-work on Twitch from 10 to 12 PST. So pop onto that. As well as tomorrow, Paya is doing her weekly office hours for operations. Come and ask Paya all things about, how do I start to set up with my new VA? Is there something that I could be doing differently with my emails? How do I want to show up? If I'm stressed a little bit, like, is there a way that I can operationally make some different choices? Come and ask those questions of Paya. Renisha says, love this message. Thank you. You are so welcome, Renisha. I adore you. On Thursday, February the 19th, Dr. Mynisha is hosting her Peace-Driven Leader office hour at 9 a.m. This is for my parents. If you are trying to figure out how do you manage home and business and or work, and also you and the household, and make sure that everybody's on the same page, and think about how your legacy lives, come ask Dr. Mynisha all of those questions. 19th of February, 9 a.m. PST. And then on Friday, the 20th of February at 2 to 3:30 p.m. PST. We have Michelle Wilmoth with her PR office hours. If you're like, well, how do I get on TV? I'm interested in getting published in press. I kind of maybe want to do a 30 under 30. Come ask Michelle those questions about that office hour. I have a feeling also that 9 a.m. PST on Saturday, the 21st, that is going to be Kira is bringing us back to devotion. Now, ain't on the calendar because I think my dates are kind of wrong. This devotion that Kira has been taking us through, our Dean of Soul Work, Kira Buckley, we have been going through, I kept getting the name wrong last week, y'all. It is Uses of the Erotic by Audre Lorde. And we are looking at how that fiery ass erotic energy shows up inside of us, how we use it as fuel to tune our vibration at this current moment in time. And when I tell you, speaking of revolutionary thought, that's another thing that's just so available at this time right now is like if you really allow yourself to be open, these like life shifting revolutionary thoughts have been coming in, and Kira really dropped one. The one that she dropped over last Saturday was around remembering being a kid, and that was like going to a field trip or going somewhere that you've never been before, and the excitement of the night before the unknown, the excitement of picking out your clothes and maybe trying them on and getting excited, even though you've never been where you are going to go, but you're just excited at the idea of doing something, right? That like this idea that we're so anxious because we don't know what's coming. We could also just be excited, like little kids the night before a field trip. Revolutionary thought, revolutionary way of looking at going into some of the unknown that we're navigating. Those are some of the things that get dropped at Kira's devotions. And I'm pretty sure Kira's gathering us again for devotion at 9 a.m. PST on Saturday, the 21st, inside of her Healer's Haven community. Links are available. I'll make sure I get the dates right. And then coming on Monday, we've got co-working with Merkaba Tech from 10 to 12 like they do every Monday. And then we've got Gerard coming in with his paid ads office hours. So if you've been thinking about paid ads, if your paid ads are going wonky, if Facebook feels weird, but you're not sure where things can go, if you've never even had a conversation about paid traffic, or you're unsure how to show up to the sales follow-up that could go along with paid traffic, come and see Gerard, 10 a.m. PST on Monday, February the 23rd. And then every single Monday at 1 p.m. PST, Jennifer is having her come home to your body session. So again, those of you all who are wondering, how do we make this from good ideas into real money? How do I take this from good ideas into a real way of being? The access is in your body, Every single Monday from 1 to 2 p.m. PST, Jennifer leads us in a quick exercise that helps us to practice a little bit of that. Super cute, super quick. We hop on, we do some intuitive movement. Jennifer shares a practice with us and some journal prompts. We journal about it. If there's time at the end, we share and we go home. It is a beautiful reset to start your week with every single Monday. If you're on the East Coast, finish up your day there. If you're on the West Coast, come spend your lunch hour with us, coming home to your body every single Monday. And then I will be back next week on Tuesday, 10 a.m. PST, same time as I am every week. So again, we are on YouTube's. We are moving toward the YouTube. Very, very excited to be putting more things over there for those of you all who've been around for a minute, or if you've been on my YouTube and you've been seeing little clips of CEO Support Group. I'm going to start putting the channeled message that I would normally deliver, like we used to deliver in person at Queen of Cultivation in Vegas. I'm going to be putting that channeled message up on YouTube and moving more of some of the training content and things over there. So if you like what I got to say and you're interested in more shit that I got to say, YouTube would be the place to find a good bit of that information. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do the channeled messages right before the change of the astrological, like of the month, or if I'm going to do them on new and full moons. I'm unsure. If you have suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Because I'm open. I'm trying to figure that out. What I loved about CEO Support Group is it was always the last Saturday of every month. And so we would recap the month and then prepare for the next month ahead. So I'm wondering if maybe I'll keep that same energy, of that like end of the weekend. I don't know. So thinking through that. Yes. All right, my friends. I love y'all big. Happy Tuesday. Happy all the things. I had a Tabitha Brown bag that once said, happy everything. Happy everything, y'all. Sending you so much love, thinking of you in so much love, and also affirming your agency. Whatever it is that you want for yourself in your life, you can do and you can have it. Believe that the desire of it is in and of itself an indication that you have every piece of provision coming for you to have it. Act accordingly. Things are going your way. Act accordingly. Things are being created in an image of a world that feels good to you. Act accordingly. Anything that feels incongruent, throw it up in the tornado because we can. Because we can. You are meant to be more than a human doing and a human suffering. You are a human being. Check in with who you be about what it is that you do this week. Check in with who you be about what it is that you hear and receive this week. Okay. I love you. If nobody told you they love you today, take my love with you. Take it in a little backpack with you everywhere you go. And if you're like, you don't know me, you can't love me, honey. I'm a Libra sun, Pisces moon, Taurus rising. Try me. The love is real, and I love you. Have a wonderful week, good people. I see you on the flip side. All right. YouTube family, thanks for joining this new series. I'm excited to continue to be talking about fire horse in your business. I'm excited to continue to be talking about every single week things that I think things that I think and hope will generate you forward. I really do love you for listening. Let me know in the comments if any of this is resonating. If you want to chat about it. I ain't never chatted in the comments, but I'm looking forward to it. So by all means, say something to me. I'll say something back to you, and we'll ride this thing together because we're really in it together. At the very least, you're not alone. You got me. Okay. Don't forget it. I'm around. Have a good week.